ABC 15 breaking news.
And good afternoon, everybody. We're breaking into Crime Watch Daily to bring you an update on a crime that has terrorized the Valley. Phoenix police holding a press conference at this hour that we believe is tied to the Phoenix Cereal Street shootings.
The case went cold for nearly a year, but all of that changed last month when Phoenix police named a person of interest in the deadly shootings. 9 were injured, 7 people killed between March and July of 2016. Let's listen in to Mayor Greg Stanton.
The entire Phoenix Police Department and all of the law enforcement partners here on this podium, FBI, ATF, U.S. Marshals, the Attorney General, Maricopa County Attorney, Maricopa Sheriff's Office, for all of their excellent law enforcement work they've done to make today's news possible. Phoenix police officers and our law enforcement partners have put in tens of thousands of hours to get this right. And I am grateful for the active citizens who helped this case. Phoenix police detectives sorted through 3,300 silent witness tips, and those tips led directly to where we are today. It is our residents and our law enforcement working together that has helped put a community at ease and help provide closure to the victims of these terrible crimes. Police Chief Williams.
So good afternoon to everyone, and thank you for taking the opportunity to be here. I'm Jerry Williams, the police chief for the city of Phoenix. And to Mayor Stanton, thank you for those opening remarks. Oftentimes in crimes that are this extreme in nature, we hear the names of the suspects over and over again. Today, I want to focus on the victims and their families. This case plagued our community for more than a year, as the mayor mentioned to you, and left behind a trail of victims that included mothers, sons, brothers, sisters, and families still mourning the loss of their loved ones. Before we get too far into the update, I want to take a moment to go back a bit and recognize these victims and acknowledge the loss their families and truly our entire community suffered last year. Many of these cases you already know about because you've heard of them. But as the mayor said, our detectives worked tirelessly and investigated each and every lead, and we recently connected some additional crimes. So first, during the night of August 12, 2015, shots were fired at a home in the area of 900 East Coulter Street. Fortunately, no one inside was injured. During the night of August 16, 2015, Raul Romero was shot and killed near his home in the area of 900 East Montebello Avenue. During the early morning hours of January 1, 2016, Jesse Olivas was shot and killed in front of a home in the area of 2800 North 58th Drive. During the night of March 17, 2016, a 16-year-old boy was shot while walking in the area of 1100 East Moreland Street. He survived his injuries, and a second young man was with him, was not injured. During the night of March 18, 2016, a 21-year-old man was shot while standing in the street outside of his vehicle in the area of 4300 North 73rd Avenue. He survived his injuries. During the night of April 1st, 2016, Diego Verdugo Sanchez was shot and killed in front of a home in the area of 5500 West Turney Avenue. In the early morning hours of April 19, 2016, Crystal Annette White was shot and killed in the area of 500 North 32nd Street. During the night of June 3, 2016, Horacio de Jesus Peña was shot and killed in front of a home in the area of 6700 West Flower Street. During the night of June 10, 2016, Manuel Castro Garcia was shot and killed in front of a home in the area of 6500 West Coronado. In the early morning hours of June 12, 2016, a vehicle was shot and damaged in the area of 6200 West Mariposa Drive. In the early morning hours of June 12, 2016, Angela Linner, Malia Ellis, and Stephanie Ellis were shot and killed in front of a home at 6300 West Berkeley Road. During the evening of July 11, 2016, a 24-year-old man and his 4-year-old nephew were shot in the area of 3000 East Oak Street, while they were not injured. At least they weren't injured physically. Who knows how they felt mentally. Our hearts go out to the surviving families. Today, we are closer to providing them the justice they deserve. Since last June, our detectives and our task force, including the FBI, the ATF, the U.S. Marshal's Office, have been working non-stop, and finally, what we expected to happen did happen. Tips from within our own community led us to a possible suspect, and our investigation launched forward. Our team conducted exhaustive research and analysis of all known evidence to include witness statements, forensics, ballistics, surveillance videos, and so much more. The investigative team has found probable cause to arrest 23-year-old Aaron Saucedo for these crimes. Saucedo has been in custody for several weeks after his arrest for the homicide of Raul Romero, and today, Saucedo was rebooked into the Maricopa County Jail for 26 additional felony counts, including multiple counts of homicide, aggravated assault, and drive-by shootings. This arrest would not have been possible without the work of our Phoenix police officers, your Phoenix police officers, and our partnerships that we have with the FBI, the ATF, the Attorney General's Office, the U.S. Marshal's Office, and our local county and state law enforcement partners. The seamless integration of investigative resources and financial support brought this case to a successful resolution. Everyone involved has remained committed to providing the justice that our victims and their families deserve and provide a fair and impartial trial for the suspect. In particular, I would like to take a moment to thank Assistant Chief Mary Roberts and her leadership and the entire investigative team, especially those from our homicide unit, for their tenacity and their dedication. This group so clearly represents the values that the Phoenix Police Department has. We appreciate your patience as we continue to work through the intricacies of this very complex and very large case. Our jury will soon hear all the evidence, so let me address some of the evidence that many of you may already be speculating over. It is true that we obtained evidence from the Freeway Shooter series to compare with our Serial Shooter series. The analysis of that evidence did not link these two series. Our investigators are still researching new evidence and sharing their findings with other agencies to determine if there are other crimes and unsolved crimes related to this series. As we turn over our investigation to the Maricopa County Attorney's Office for prosecution, we hope that our community will rest a little easier and that our officers will get a little more sleep knowing that the wheels of justice are finally in motion. With that, I would like to introduce County Attorney Bill Montgomery.
Thank you very much, Chief. And I want the people of the city of Phoenix to understand that at this particular point in time, what has occurred is just the latest example of the tremendous partnership and cooperation they are the benefits of, not just among state and local law enforcement agencies and officials, but also with our federal partners. We're very fortunate here within Maricopa County and really throughout Arizona to have tremendous vertical and horizontal relationships among law enforcement that don't butt up against jurisdictional lines and then have to struggle to cross over in order to work together to serve our shared constituency. No, what happened in this case was an instance in which that partnership played out to its fullest and in which the resources of everyone involved were dedicated to trying to come to a conclusion and reach a just result at this point in the investigation. Equally important, too, was the role played by the community, as Chief Williams illustrated, with over 3,300 tips that came in. My office was proud to participate in contributing financially to the Silent Witness Fund to try to increase and encourage more tips to come forward to allow the investigation to kick off and to get to the point where we're at today. And so where are we today? Again, as Chief Williams outlined for you, there is a case that's been put together that will now be submitted to my office for review. And in partnership with all investigative agencies, we will undertake to review all the evidence submitted, to review which charges to charge the suspect with that will meet a reasonable likelihood of conviction before a Maricopa County jury. And that's the goal there, to make sure that we have a case that we can prosecute successfully, that will hold responsible individuals accountable for the harm they cause to our community. And make no mistake, for the pain that both surviving victims and surviving family members of victims have suffered. This may bring them justice, but it will not bring them perfect justice. But we're now going to do all we can to make sure that their loss is accounted for, acknowledged, and that individuals who are responsible will be held accountable. Thank you. I'll now be followed by the FBI Special Agent in charge, Mike DeLeon.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mike DeLeon. I'm the Special Agent in charge of the FBI's Phoenix Field Division. First and foremost, I'd be remiss if I didn't say the thoughts and wishes as well as the prayers of the entire FBI organization are with the victims, their families, and friends. The other thing I'd like to do today is thank the community and the citizens for stepping up and bringing the information forward and cooperating. We truly have a great partnership with our communities, and this is a great example of that. To Chief Williams and her staff, as well as our federal partners, great work and kudos to the many folks who have worked tirelessly throughout this entire investigation to see it to the point where we are today. The lab technicians, the detectives, homicide investigators, all those who have participated and worked tirelessly. And then finally, the FBI's role in this. We are one of support. We provide funding as well as manpower, behavioral analysis, intelligence assessments, and we work hand in hand and worked throughout this investigation and will continue to work until this investigation is brought to prosecution. So on behalf of the FBI, thank you. And next up will be U.S. Marshals Dave Gonzalez.
And you've been watching a live news conference from Phoenix City Hall. Chief Jerry Williams announcing 26 felony counts filed against 23-year-old Aaron Saucedo, the person who has only recently been described as a person of interest in the serial shootings case. Those counts include homicide, aggravated assault, drive-by shootings, a case that we've been following very, very closely.
Yes, absolutely. We have also learned during the course of this news conference about additional shootings that are now connected to this suspect. We're going to have much more for this coming your way at 4 o'clock, and we will send you back to Crime Watch Daily now.